Hello. Okay. Hooray. Thank you. Mike was muted. Turns out the mute button works. All right. So this is the BTA calling mission, which is where the BTA devs show up and we get to beat on them. Except we actually have mechs this time. So usually when we do this, we're like strapped for everything early in the career. This time we have all sorts of toys that we can use to throw at them. And this should be more entertaining than usual, or perhaps differently entertaining. Let's bring a mortar carrier because we can. We'll throw extra things at them. I'm going to leave him at home. Oh yeah, we're bringing the crab for sure. Crab is on the docket. Crab is on the menu? I don't know. The idea is that the crab is doing the eating. But let's do this. Let's go eat things with a giant crab. So I do have a question. I generally handle stuff like selling off extra frames, putting mechs together, making changes to mechs off screen, because in my own opinion, it's more exciting to watch stuff happen on a battlefield than it is to watch me putz around in the mech bay. Are you guys interested in seeing what happens in the mech bay and how I make decisions about what to do to them? I just don't know if the mech bay is entertaining to watch as I like putz around trying to find half a ton worth of something.
Command interface.
Well, if there's interest, that's fine. You know, presumably you would not be the only person. Okay, so the BTA team is here. That's Bloody Dove's giant king crab of rotary Gauss, whatnot. A Marauder, a Corsair, and a Cataphract, and there's another Lance, probably because this is the corner of the map, over here somewhere. So let's try not to immediately end up in combat.
Heading that way.
I think if we charge forward at full speed with the Huntsman,
on my way,
they will show up on radar, and we will end up
Move order received.
in combat.
moving to position.
And I'd like to avoid that, at least for the moment.
Move order received.
Oh, well, who is that? Is that the guillotine? Glide is in the Emperor. Okay, so the Emperor has really good sensors, it turns out. We're going to have to pay attention to that. Or maybe she's got some ability that gives her extra sensors. There is one that does that. Okay. The Gunslinger.
Copy that, Commander.
Oh, that's the Night Star. I thought it was the mortar carrier. Oh well, they can hang out together. The Night Star is a peculiar piece of machinery. Also, it's totally awesome. We're going to reserve. They're probably going to do the same. Yes.
How can I help?
What should we do? Okay, you know what we can do without having
Affirmative.
line of sight to the adversary? We can attack the ground. We can drop a bunch of landmines right in front of them. Goodness gracious, that's really, really loud on my end. Is that awful to listen to for you guys? Alright, what are we gonna do? They're gonna move this team first.
Orders.
Alright, let's move the Night Star. No matter what happens, the Night Star is not going to get to... Oh, it has indirect fire capabilities. Alright, we'll figure it out. Why are there only 3 of them? The Corsair is missing. Because I'm pretty sure the Corsair is 95 tons. How did we lose sight of it? That's different.
Confirmed.
Does the Corsair have some sort of bizarre trick I'm not familiar with? Can we sensor lock you?
Sensors locked on.
Yes, although he is immune to having evasion removed. Well, that was rude. They're already shooting at the mortar carrier. Rude. Okay.
Duncan Fisher here.
We can try to get shots on this guy. We have better numbers from up here.
Heading that way.
Oh, no, we had lost sight of the 70-ton machine. Okay, it's a 75-ton Corsair. That's interesting.
Lighting them up.
Most Corsairs are like the veritable definition of Frankenmech. They're, well, we have parts for all these other things. What if we weld them together, the mech?
Ready for orders.
Most of them are 95 tons, but some of them are not. In case in point, this one is only 75 tons because apparently they couldn't find an extra 20 tons worth of stuff to weld to it. What do we want to do? No occlusion, huh?
Confirmed.
Let's see if we can actually... Those numbers are not very good. I don't want to
Engaging with target.
build a huge amount of heat on really bad
Failed to
numbers.
connect.
Okay,
Orders.
so the embouchure is new. This is a sanctuary design. It comes with basically streak lasers, 2 larges and a medium. I added a Gauss rifle. It had 2 basically ultra AC-20s on it, which felt fine, except it's very, very, very slow.
Speed. No
So
target.
we were never, ever going to get it into range to use them. So I stripped one out for a Gauss rifle because we might actually get to use that.
What do you need?
Guillotine. Yeah, the embouchure is
Going
really
full
good
throttle.
in situations where, like, we're defending a base. So if we take a contract to defend a
taking the
fixed
shot.
location, we can bring it along just fine.
Targeting system's janky.
Oh, the targeting system's fine. You're just a bad pilot.
Yeah, Commander.
The Emperor is another peculiar sanctuary design. A little faster than the embouchure. Loaded with AC-5s, basically. I'm not going to take those numbers. Those are not very good. That thing has a lot of evasion. Okay, so we have a Marauder on screen. The Marauder is a decoy.
Commander.
It's the crab. Hello, crab.
I copy.
Just like one of the fastest units we have. Which is really funny. Let's not overheat ourselves like crazy. In fact, none of this is very worth shooting.
Let's go wild, folks.
Okay. So the Marauder has so much armor. I don't know if you can see this, but it has 2,556 out of its allowable 1,300 armor. It is a decoy. The point is that it just takes so long to kill that the rest of the team beats up on you the whole time. And it's also got sensor ghost, so it's immune to sensor lock, has ECM. It's harder for it to hit you,
for
which
orders.
is convenient, sort of.
No target.
On the other hand, this guy is much easier to shoot. We're gonna put this down here. How many of these? Yeah, that'll do. So the crab is also kind of a trap, sort of. It's big and scary, but it has an XL engine, so as long as you can blow off a side torso,
Duncan Fisher here.
you'll be okay. I've done this mission a few times at this point. I don't know if it's obvious or not.
Heading that way.
Okay. Let's... You know what? Those numbers are fine. I don't love the 40% damage reduction that he's running right now. That's a lot.
Talk to me.
But we can try to fix that. Acid rounds. Hello, crab. Okay, they're just reserving all the way down, it seems like.
Yep.
Alright, well, maybe we can punish them for that. Those 84 and the 63s, whereas this is 88s and 69s.
All
Nice.
right. Full speed.
Alright, we're gonna continue to aim for him. Maybe we will somehow get lucky and manage
This should be.
to remove the king crab before it can act. Which would be ideal.
Waiting for orders.
It does not feel very likely. Where can we go to get what we need? Oh, this thing has jump jets, which I just learned by pressing the wrong button. But that's cool. We cannot... Oh, those numbers are really bad, though. Okay, let's shoot here, but move the scatter guns down. Shoot these first, then the scatter guns.
Confirmed.
Okay, they're finally doing stuff. Interesting. All right.
Standing by.
I want to see if they will... I don't think we're going to get close enough. I'm going to hold on
Waiting
to
for orders.
War Master and see if we can't get them to advance a little bit more closely. That is a hyper assault Gauss rifle.
Light damage. Holding firm.
That's that thing we were shooting at previously.
Good to go.
7 evasion on that stupid thing. Holy crap. Ooh, hold on. Medium range, huh? Alright. I can deal with medium range. Side arc is good. What happens if we precise strike you? Oh, those numbers are very good. We just aim for the torso. Yeah.
Roger. I think I
Alright,
hit something
not
good.
quite there yet. We did get 1 engine crit.
Barely hit, Commander.
Okay, what do we need to do? Alright, we need 2 more engine crits. Somehow. On the king crab. How do we get those? Especially considering it does not appear that we can get line of sight to the king crab from where we are. That complicates matters a little bit. I especially don't want to run into the fire. Wait a minute. That's not registering as fire to the game. It's just visual. It's not actually there. It is phantom fire. Right, it's not telling me on the info screen. It will tell you if there's like a forest or whatever, and it would tell you if it was on fire with big red text. This is just an illusion. Jeez. Those numbers are going to be trash. Yes. 56s, 63s. All right, we might take some shots at the Tesseract, I guess.
Copy that, Commander.
Sadly, we might have to wait to kill bloody doves.
Now let's see how you handle this.
Or maybe not. Maybe we'll be given an opportunity.
Standing by.
Oh, there's no way we're getting the Embusher into range. Never mind. This is who's left. Yeah, not gonna happen. We're just gonna march a little bit closer to everything and call it done. So slow.
What's up, boss?
Okay, I guess the comedy option here is that we kill the crab with this crab and not in melee.
Confirmed.
It is, in theory, possible. Let's not overheat do it, though. We did not get there.
I'm taking internal damage.
Well, that was a lot. The heck does the Tesseract have? Wait, no, that wasn't the Tesseract. That must have been the Corsair. They really do not like the Marauder. Alright, so
Let's go wild, folks.
it might be worth backing the Marauder down, and I'm not sure.
Orders.
Would it be worth backing the Marauder down? Getting us out of line of sight so that they don't shoot the Marauder more? The Marauder is actually mostly fine. Oh, 4 evasion, huh? 4 evasion is a good number of evasion. For a Marauder, that is. 4 evasion feels like death for something small. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Let's get this done, folks. Enemy down.
The dangers of the XL engine. Well, the dangers of inner sphere spec XL engines. Clan and Sanctuary XL engines do not suffer from that particular weakness.
Duncan Fisher here.
What do we do with you? I think we wait a turn and see what
I'm
the
holding.
adversary does. They do the same
got your
thing
back.
that we do, which is wait.
Copy that.
So in that case, let's drop a bunch of stuff. Minimum range increase. Huh. Well, that's peculiar. I don't know that I've ever bothered to actually stop and take a look at what this particular machine does.
Affirmative.
And what it does is ballistics rather well. Okay, plasma
Damage
residue
minimal.
is obnoxious. Yeah, we're still gonna wait. So are they.
Yeah?
Guillotine. Like, how far are they willing to go in terms of this, like, let's play the delay game? That's the Timberwolf.
I'm under heavy fire.
Yeah, it's alright. I wonder how it is that they pick who to shoot at. Like, what is it that makes them focus the Marauder over something else? Ugh.
I'm losing weapon systems.
That's annoying.
Light damage, Commander.
Like, I'm very curious to know what causes that to happen.
This heat is cooking my internal structure. Receiving you.
Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Physical weapons. Here we go. Can we get into your rear arc? We cannot. That would be ideal if we could just run up and punch this Marauder in the back. But we should be able to, like, break half of it off.
On my way. Targeting physical attack.
Alright, we got a leg. That's good. It's a good start. And he's cryo
What do you
tagged,
need?
so he's definitely not going anywhere. Now, that said, he's still going to be a pain in the dick to kill. Let's shoot someone else. Honestly.
Copy that.
We can't see the Corsair, so let's shoot the Cataphract. That seems reasonable. I believe the Cataphract suffers from the same XL engine problem that the King Crab has. So if we just... Oh, it has a light engine. No,
Orders?
it does not have the same problems. If we blow up a side torso on that guy, he will not die. He won't be happy, but he won't die. What was that? 56s and 69s? It's the same numbers, but we get more evasion here. Yeah, you just have to do
Target.
3 crits worth of damage to an engine in order to kill it. XL engines have 3 crits in a side torso, so when you blow up the side torso, it does 3 crits to the engine and it explodes. Light engines, and then Clan and Sanctuary XL engines, only have 2 crits in the side torsos, which is what makes them so good. We're gonna move the scatter guns way down. We want those to go last.
Heat damage. Damn it.
Oh, whoops. What the
Heat
heck?
Too high. Commence and shutdown.
Oh, did she have the plasma residue? Yeah. I did not account for that.
Duncan Fisher here.
That's a problem. Thankfully, most of them have already gone. So, we should be alright. We'll just, take a nap for a turn. It's fine. Let's not do the same thing with this guy.
Lighting them up. Revenge is Duncan's.
Okay, the Cataphract has an open leg.
Standing by.
Night Star. What if we just stand oh, that's gross. Why are those numbers so bad? For real though, why are those numbers so bad? Long range. From a forest into a forest, they moved. Enemy effects +3, huh? Whatever the heck that means. Alright, so if we step out of the forest, does it get any better? Yes, yes it does.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, let's just...
Let's get this done, folks.
Okay, there we go.
Reporting.
Legs down. Mech's on its back. That's nice.
Yup.
The gunslinger. Man, that Corsair is in like the worst possible... Oh, wait. We can get him from here. You're on the back. I intend to melee the Marauder to death. Cataphract... I guess we can focus everybody else on. Let's keep going on the Cataphract. Oh, actually the numbers on the Cataphract are pretty bad. Let's shoot the Corsair.
I got you.
Let's mathematically maximize our opportunities to do damage. Also, he's covered in acid.
I'm on him.
What do you have for an engine? Oh, he has an XL engine. Okay.
Commander.
Here's the embouchure. Is there a way to take shots at... No, there's no way to get shots on the Corsair that don't involve occlusion.
Double time. Let's go.
Which is too bad. Okay, we're gonna try this. Yeah, that seems fine.
Taking the shot.
Okay, that was more than fine. Life support destroyed. Okay, we apparently shot him in the head. Oops.
Let's go wild, folks.
Commander.
Let's get you the hell out of here.
On it.
We're just going to try to keep people from being able to shoot at the Marauder.
They've got a lock on me.
Or they can sensor lock the Marauder. Are you
Duncan Fisher here.
for real? You know what? Let's not get into melee with that mech. That feels like a dumb idea. 5 evasion into woods, probably still in melee range. Maybe there's not really a good way for us to... Alright, that might work.
Heading that way.
Only 5 evasion makes me a little nervous, but we're far enough away that it's probably not the end of the world. What's in this arm? Just a large laser, which is the single largest weapon he has now that the autocannon is done. Let's try to take that from him.
Lighting them up. Let's go wild, folks. Ha, something
Okay.
just went boom.
That is a lot of missiles.
How can I help?
We're gonna reserve, because we're probably gonna start throwing mortars at these guys here in a second. It's too many missiles when they have them. If I had that many missiles, it would probably be okay. I think
Yeah?
somehow I would manage. Oh, here, we can get line of sight on these guys. But actual vision on them, the numbers are not very good. That's the Timberwolf. Valkyrie, the Kit Fox. This is the Hunchback. Alright, the Marauder is up. What are you gonna do, friend? He's just gonna shoot at the Krabby Patty. What a mistake. Standing close to that thing is a bad idea. Alright, now that we have line of sight on them, we can do very much the same thing that we were gonna do earlier, but sure, why not? Precise strike is good.
All weapons are go.
You know, that might actually be enough to kill the Kit Fox if we get kind of lucky. We'll have to try next round. Oh yeah, the Emperor's shut down.
Reporting minimal damage.
I forgot about that.
Commander?
Here, turn the mech back on. Hex, hey, welcome. How you doing? That was her turn. Turning your mech on takes an entire turn. For real?
Yes, Commander.
That feels egregious. What if we just walk here? No. Shush. There. Oh. Trying to figure out how I can force the game to let me melee him in the back. There we go. That's what we're after.
I copy.
Just have to point it around.
Hot damn.
Yeah, there we
Let's
go.
do this. That's a kill.
That is astonishing. I mean, people getting married in video games, sure, fine, whatever. That people officiate them as well, and that you've done this before, because you're saying that you did it again, or sorry, another wedding. That's pretty funny. Okay, this guy is standing. Let's try to fix that.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Oh man, I can't jump for crap. I don't understand why people put jump jets on the gunslinger. I should probably remove them. Yes. I mean, it is possible to do traditional weddings in like a cheap way. You needn't spend like huge amounts of money on one. You can be like, hey, we're having a potluck in a park, and we're gonna say
Commander.
nice things about one another. And that totally counts. That's a wedding. But, you know, you can also go all out on weddings, which I don't necessarily want to encourage or discourage, but, you know, some things are just more expensive than is necessary, I guess.
Roger that. Hot damn.
Also, I've heard that telling people you're having a wedding
Let's go
raises,
wild, folks.
increases the cost of a great amount of stuff. Like, the caterer is going to upcharge you simply because it's a
Yes,
wedding.
Commander.
An ordained priest. That's amazing. First of all, that church is something you can become ordained in is great.
Roger that. Full speed.
All right, let's try to shoot this guy to death, please.
It's go time.
Okay, there we go.
Mech destroyed.
Finally. Okay, what do we got? Bunch of missiles. So the shtick with that Timberwolf used to be... weddings are big business. The shtick with the Timberwolf used to be that it was much better... Yeah, See, at indirect fire. So the fact that he's shooting directly at the ambusher actually helps us.
Duncan Fisher here.
Although I note that they took off the improved or the advanced tactical missiles and moved it to LRMs with weird ammo types. As it turns out,
Heading that way.
ATMs can no longer shoot indirect. Camping trips, that's cool. I've seen like definite, hey, we're camping here and would love to have your tent near us. So come on out and we're all gonna drink.
Talk to me.
As a wedding. That's been one that I've seen. We're gonna shoot at the Timby. Catch the Kit Fox a little bit for fun.
Yep.
Let's... How do we get line of sight on all of them?
Roger.
This dude's just chilling back here behind this hill, and it is very hard to see him. Sure.
Aye, aye. Engaging target.
What's up, boss?
Okay, the Emperor can move again. That's nice. Jeez, our numbers are not very good. Do they get much better? They do get much better if we do this.
Firing on target.
Okay, so the Kit Fox has like no evasion now. One evasion now.
Orders?
Okay, so unfortunately, it is going to be very difficult to get the Krabby Patty in range again. So we might have to resort to plinking from afar. We're going to turn those off. These probably won't fire.
Affirmative. That's a hit.
They hit the gunslinger twice while
losing armor bad.
aiming for the embusher. Embrasure?
Commander.
It's a word for sure. I just don't remember how to pronounce it. Okay, we need to get into a spot where the Night Star can see them.
Got it.
Because currently we cannot. And the Night Star does not have jets to like reposition itself.
My armor's melting off.
Oh, you're fine.
Yep. Affirmative.
Alright, what do we got? 74, even better than 74. 79's across the board, huh? Let's save the Kit Fox for now. Strangely enough, I want to shoot the Valkyrie, basically, is what I'm saying. Are you freaking kidding me?
Standing by. Got it.
We may simply... Oh, only the Gauss rifle reaches. Oh. Alright, well, we'll have to come back to that later.
It's go time. Inflicted some heavy damage.
Ha! Let's go wild, folks.
Wow, the Kit Fox is a lot more fragile than I expected.
Good to go.
I don't know what I was expecting, but not that.
Roger.
And after immediately saying, hey, let's get the Marauder out of the way, I'm going to put the Marauder right back in harm's way. By which I mean I'm simply bringing it around so I can shoot at people. We'll shoot at the Valkyrie. What's your engine status? Clan XL engine. Oh, this has your plasma rifle in it. Let's kill that.
Reporting critical hit.
I don't need them having plasma rifles on a desert map.
Reporting light damage.
See,
Duncan Fisher here.
light damage, you're fine.
Heading that way.
Alright, let's hope we don't get totally screwed by having come down here. But we're in the water, so we sink a ton of heat,
Lining them up.
comparatively. And that's helpful.
How can I help?
Okay, we could thoroughly demolish the Kit Fox by simply shooting at it with the mortar carrier. But that feels like a waste given what's going on. We're gonna switch to guided and then airburst and see if we can't farm crits out of a bunch of people.
Roger.
These airburst munitions, once I figured out what they do, they're insane.
I'll break him in two. Punch right through his armor.
Alright, so 2 engine crits on the Timberwolf, 2 by necessity on the Kit Fox. Same here, 2 just by virtue of having lost a side torso. And this guy is like wholly untouched.
Standing by.
Weird.
Here we go.
Who do we arrange the demise of first? It's gonna be hard to get that guy. Let's take care of the Kit Fox.
Mess him up. Mess him up good.
And we will get one of these mechs
Ready for orders.
as the reward for this mission. Yeah, here, let's shoot this guy.
Locking on. It's go time.
We do a lot of engine
Enemy down.
destruction around these parts, it turns out. Okay, we're gonna have to remember that stupid
Good
plasma
to go.
residue thing. Because I forgot last time and shut the Emperor down. That was my mistake. You know, I don't know what's not super on. Possibly shooting people in the back and or shooting for engines.
Receiving you.
Shooting for engines is more honorable than, for instance, shooting for the cockpit. That's a big no-no. Oh, the blinking way. Ah, that's fine.
Confirmed.
Shooting for engines, desk harness. Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, let's just take your center torso.
That's a kill.
Yes, 8.9 thousand neutrons is enough
Orders.
to name a pilot. Let's see if we can't get... Is there nowhere that we can go that isn't affected by that stupid rock? For real? Dude, this guy is just constantly occluded by rocks. What the heck?
All right, let's move.
Fine then.
Locking on with all weapons.
Oh, that
Hell yeah, it's on now. Target down.
that was a head tap. Whoops. And by whoops I mean that's fine.
Mission successful.
Mission over. I did add a couple of extra neutron things that you can do. Like for 15k, you can now force me to sell a mech. Please don't force me to sell mechs that other people have named. I mean, I would probably do it, but they might be upset with you. And then I think at 25,000, you can ban a chassis for the rest of the career. Like, no more king crabs. Get those out of here. Just things to make my life more difficult. All right, what did we get? We got the Kit Fox. Okay, that might be the worst of them.
That mech is ready to fight, Commander.
All right, that's fine. Our pilots did not take any damage during that. What is gonna take damage is the order of all of our mechs in the mech bay. This is gonna drive me insane. I don't want the Kit Fox. Like, we don't need the Kit Fox. This does give us Clan Pharaoh, Clan Double Heat Sinks, and some heavy small lasers and a Clan ATM. But we're gonna put this thing in storage. I don't actually want it. I was hoping for something cooler, like the Corsair or something. Real quickly, command center. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted barracks. Barracks.
Yeah, Commander.
You look like a Desgra Arnaz. Oh, no, hold on. What should her call sign be, though? Does this say Midweast? Is that supposed to be Midwest? But it's the West.
Waiting for orders.
The Midwesterners, yeah. This is the North Dakota accent that survived into space. Yes, the Midwest is fantastic. We'll come back to names on her. West side. Oh, God. Okay, who else do we need? Lauren Batchel. I can't rename her. I can rename her. Tab does not work to switch between fields. Jeez. Okay, Desgra Arnaz, Lauren Batchel. You feel free to change their
Commander?
call signs as you see fit. What do we do with 17,000 experience on this dude? Get a bunch of stuff. Renee's Elbriggen. That's a good one.
Good to go.
Mech warrior training complete.
Okay, Birdman is done. Greyhound is
Standing by.
probably done.
Training confirmed, Commander.
All of our pilots are at 10s, except
Ready for
for
Receiving you.
these two. This guy, mostly because he's been on the bench ever since he got exploded in a mission. That was my fault. I should have known better. That's pretty hilarious.
Ready for orders.
Her name is just Desgra now.
I'm here.
Customize. Midweast. We'll think of something better later. Okay. First name Karen. Oh no. Oof. Okay, are there any contracts that we can okay, we can do Kringle's Killers. This is the Christmas mission, which involves either completely annihilating a bunch of obnoxious stuff or getting in and then back out. I'm not 100% sure if Sprinkles is coming along for this one. You know what? Hold on. We need to advance 2 days' time.
I wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
We're gonna bring the Crusher along for the first time. I've never used it before. Can we actually... Oh, we're way overweight. Oops. Alright, hold on. How do we drop 40 tons from this? Oh, hold on. I'm stupid. Easy. We do that. See? Look at that. Easy peasy. This seems like a fine crew with which to crush people. The Crusher is a 95-ton mech built almost exclusively for DFAs. So if Shin ever bothers to show up this evening, he should have a good time. Yeah, it has a battle mech wing system. The partial wing that the clans designed never made it into the game, but the Sanctuary have it now. So it should be able to jump like a reasonable amount. And if we get someone... Oh, geez. Yes, please do restrain yourself. I can only see that going... Oh, come on. Please don't freeze. Okay, it didn't freeze. Ooh.
Command interface initiated.
Okay. So here we've got 2 lances of reindeer, so we have 8 reindeer to deal with, which are bar guests.
Time to get dirty.
And then there's Kringle. Yeah, so here's the bar guests. They're all just like 2 huge guns on a 70-ton quad. So we're just going to reserve all the way.
Duncan Fisher here.
All right, how far can you jump? A reasonable amount. Let's
Standing by.
open with a 7 evasion king crab,
No shooting, just
which
running.
is just the silliest thing. How much evasion should the king crab have? All of it.
If I were planning an ambush, this is where I'd put it.
Oh, shut up, Darius. The other lance is like up here, and they're gonna come over the top of the hill and shoot down on us. It's rude. They're bad. They should feel bad. What I really want is for one of these guys to move.
Yes, Commander.
The Marauder is fine. 5 evasion is not as much as I want, but that's okay. Let's stand real close to one another, so when they miss, they just scatter into one of us. That's a great idea. Good job, me.
Yeah?
It's Midweast. Alright, let's see if we can
Here
find
we
the
go.
others. Not yet. But let's sensor lock one of them. I forgot how many adversaries there are in this mission. I mean, the heavy Gauss is like
Standing by.
a few steps away from being an artillery piece, let's be clear. We're only going to get 4 evasion on this one. That's not a very large amount. And this is the one full of AC5s? Alright, how are we going to do this?
Commander?
The embouchure needs to get close. It's so slow. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's...
Ready to rock.
So the Gunslinger and the Night Star,
What's up, boss?
the Emperor,
Duncan Fisher here.
and the Crusher. Alright, the Crusher, I guess we're just gonna jump.
Let's get a better view.
We can sensor lock this one.
We have information coming in.
I would like for them to start moving soon, please. Glad they missed. Okay, one of them has finally moved.
Good to go.
And it's in the woods, and it has 3 evasion still somehow.
Yup.
The Gunslinger is so slow. Those numbers are still trash. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the Gunslinger over here.
Roger, Skipper. Kicking it.
We're gonna sensor lock this thing.
Got a lock.
Once it's down to 1 evasion, it should be reasonably okay to shoot.
I've been sensor locked.
Oh, great. Who got sensor locked? The Marauder? Why is it always the Marauder?
Ready for orders.
I do not understand, like, the hatred for the Marauder. It's kind of amazing. We don't have... Oh, there we go. We have reasonable shots. Close range? Oof. Close range. Boo.
All an ass.
Let's turn the VRMs off.
Firing on target.
Nice. That is what we're looking for right there. 7 evasion. Good gravy.
Try aiming next time. See what you get.
You got your
Light
friend.
damage, Commander.
Orders?
Okay. What are we gonna do that harms you? That's the one with 7 evasion. That's the one with less than 7. Those numbers are still not very good.
Understood.
But
Moving
we
fast.
have a lot of ammo. So
All weapons back, go.
alright, engine crits are good.
Solid connection on that one.
Ouch. The Emperor is very
An armor.
wide. In fact, we have a crew full of, like, wide boys here. These 4,
Orders.
very wide. Do I want 3 evasion and cover, or 4 evasion? I think I'm going to go for 3 evasion and cover.
Going full throttle.
Then we are going to hit target prediction. 2837. Numbers are all backwards. Sure, we'll shoot at this one. It's the only one where all the numbers are in the 30s.
What do you need?
Okay, if we run over here, we're almost certainly going to find the other guys. Do we want that? I don't think we do. I don't think we actually want to go find them. I think we want to stay away. 43 and 50. Yeah. Let's actually try to keep the other Lance of Reindeer out of... Although they have line of sight because of these guys. Damn it.
Confirmed.
Maybe it's not doing us any good to stay away from the other Lance of Reindeer.
Standing by.
Okay, 56s. The numbers are exactly the same on both of our guests.
Double time. Let's go.
So let's shoot the one that's injured. Once again, we're going to move the scatterguns way down in case we hit with something else first and open up some armor. Then the scatterguns can take advantage.
Targeting Alpha Strike.
Oh,
It's
kind of like
blow
that.
time. Hostile removed.
That works. 3 salvageable parts. We don't usually get salvage out of this mission. That's interesting.
What's up, boss?
I will be very excited. We are going to wait to see if they come
Good to go.
closer to us. Because if one of those guys comes within melee range and we get to have the crab punch
There
a
goes the paint
reindeer,
job.
that would be pretty great.
Standing by.
The Night Star should really be back here. The Night Star wants to be so much further away.
Engaging.
Oof, that was not good.
Negative damage.
I did not see if that hit.
You need me to hold still for you?
I'm gonna guess...
There goes the paint job.
Oh, they missed into someone else. The Crusher.
What are your orders, Skipper?
We need better numbers. Just coin flip on every single item. Sure.
Aye, aye, Skipper. Full speed. No target.
Let's see what we get.
Locking off. All weapons distance.
I was hoping for more. I'm gonna guess that's the range for Lance. Oh no, it's this guy who has Ace Pilot. Nope, never mind. I was wrong. Yikes. That was a big something.
Damage is minor, Commander.
Those cannons sound really large. Whoever did sound design, A+. I don't think they're close
Losing
enough
lots of armor.
for the crab.
Lots of armor.
Maybe? Oh, there we go. Battle armor. That's Rudolph, I think. And then I'm pretty sure Santa's in a gunslinger.
Orders?
I'm sorry, Kringle. Okay, so we can get pretty darn close. 2 evasion, 2 evasion.
Duncan Fisher here.
Those numbers are okay. pretty close to being able to DFA some people, which is fun. Those numbers are more than okay. Let's do that.
Heading that way.
Let's just put this thing right in the middle of danger.
Lighting them up.
Might as well. It's an assault mech. That's what they're for.
Standing by.
Same numbers. Oop, no. Go right there.
Copy that.
We're like piled up on this little hill. Please don't have artillery. Did we start shooting that Barghest over this one? We did. Okay, so
Scored a critical hit.
didn't get there with the auto cannons.
Receiving you.
Ooh. Okay, it seems like we can charge either of them. And I am okay with that.
Moving to position.
Let's go wild, folks.
Okay, charge with the crab. We are in melee range.
Receiving you.
We're getting it done. Keep the Marauder hopefully out of trouble.
Got it.
I don't know if we just shot our own dude.
My armor's getting.
I think we might have. Oops. There might have been some friendly fire involved in that. My
Got
bad.
a sensor lock on me.
Okay, she is just a magnet for sensor locks. Christ. That is not good. For reasons exactly like that.
I can't take much more of this.
Ah, you're fine. Okay, so what are we going to do here? This Barghest is lying down. It's taking a nap. Vixen. We can shoot this one to death. DFA this one and melee this one as necessary. Which one do we want to shoot to death? I think we are most likely to get a kill on this one if we shoot it.
Yep.
So, with that in mind, we will shoot it.
Targeting on Alpha.
Alright, thankfully, they don't shoot very well over long distances. They shoot okay over long distances. Just backed down the hill. Oh dear. Oh no.
I'm losing weapon systems.
You know, I haven't been happy with the Marauder for a while. This is not really helping to make its case. But I don't understand what it is that's causing the AI
Yeah, Commander.
to choose.
Good to go.
Here, we're just... Oh, no, I can't get you with a... What do you mean I can't? There we go. Physical weapons.
Coordinates received. Targeting physical attack. Let's get this done.
Nice. I just don't understand. That thing was pristine before we got involved. I don't understand what it is that causes them to target the Marauder.
Systems holding. Orders?
Oh, he's in space 2, huh? Should be able to DFA that guy. Let's should be doable. Okay, 3 evasion. Click this dude. XL engine, is that your problem? It sure is. Aim for side torso.
Firing. Inflicted some heavy damage.
Is it not dead? It has 11 structure left. Wow.
Commander. Confirmed.
Put the Night Star back out here.
Copy that.
Okay, there we go.
Let's hit him hard. That's a kill.
Okay, and so in theory, we should be able to DFA this next one,
Confirmed.
taking care of that lance in full. So we're going to move the guns. Well, maybe it's not going to take care of the lance in full. You know what? Chill out.
Duncan Fisher here.
Save the gunslinger just in case this... What was that? Alright, for exactly things like this. Gosh darn it, that was really obnoxious.
Lighting them up. Let's go wild, folks.
Let's consider that to have been a death from above. No. No. We're gonna get a real one here in a second, I promise. Okay. So once again, the Marauder is sensor locked, so they can still see it.
No shooting, just running.
Okay, so battle armor. Pretty sure that's Kringle. That's Rudolph, another one of the bar guests, and then we've got 4 bar guests over here. Alright, we seem to be doing okay for the purposes of this mission. We're not getting, like,
Skipper,
totally demolished by the adversary. Let's find out who you are, friend. That's now.
I've got a sensor lock.
It is Rudolph.
Let's
at that.
go wild, folks.
More battle armor.
Ready
I
for orders.
don't know for sure, but I am pretty sure that the scatterguns will make short work of battle armor. So it's the left arm that's missing. This poor Marauder. Don't get it. Because it's 2 missions in a row now where they've been like, yes, focus fire the Marauder. That's the plan.
I've been sensor locked.
Sensor lock the Marauder. That's
What do you need?
the way we should do this. So it leaves one to question just why though.
Okay, I'm on it.
It's not like it has the lowest evasion out of anybody. It's not like it has the highest alpha strike damage out of anybody. On the team, that is. So I'm just curious what it is that drives that internal decision process. Oh well. Maybe we can
Damage minimal.
poke around on the Discord later and find the reason. Ooh. Running away, huh? This guy has 6 evasion.
standing by.
Speaking of 6 evasion,
Got it.
we could do that too. Shoot some lasers at him. Even if we miss, which we did, it won't be a big deal.
No droid.
That is Kringle, I'm pretty sure.
What's up, boss?
The Emperor. There we go. If we get in a nice line like this, maybe if we miss this guy, we could hit this one. Actually, the numbers don't look very good. Maybe we're not
Moving fast.
taking any shots, even 50% even with precise strike. Oof, no thank you. That's no bueno.
Receiving you.
Now the Night Star, on the other hand. Those numbers should be better too. I do not get it.
Yup.
Stuck on a mountain there.
All right, let's move.
Alright. What do our numbers look like? The numbers are trash. So we sensor lock
Sensors locked on.
Donner. Now that you've been sensor locked,
Waiting for orders.
how does the Night Star do? Better. Alright. Let's try and remove this thing from play.
Giving them everything I've got.
Yeah,
Target's taking a critical hit.
we did not get the engine to just fall out, which is, oh, we're so close though. So close.
Duncan Fisher here.
Which is really what I was looking for, was can we knock the engine out of this thing? Oh, that doesn't do what I want.
Heading that way.
Sure, we have a lot of ammo. Why not?
Ha! Let's go wild,
Nice.
folks.
That worked out really well.
Ready for orders.
Okay, we'll shoot some lasers
Double
at this
time.
thing,
Let's go.
but I don't feel the need to waste ammo on it.
Let's go wild, folks.
Okay, he's gonna get to act before the crab.
Yes, Commander.
Dear Marauder, get the heck out of here. Can you get to 5 evasion? Yes. Yes, we can.
Aye, aye.
I don't know how much 5 evasion is going to help versus 4, but when they start to sensor lock, at least it'll be a little higher.
Affirmative. Damn it.
No shots? Strange. Oh, that's fine. 5 evasion though, that's a lot.
Yeah?
Side arc, not. Oh, that's a squad of battle armor. Those are the little stealth armor monsters, if I remember correctly. Santa's little elves.
Got it. No shooting, just running.
Okay, we're just gonna take shots at this thing, because why not?
Copy that.
Because you might hit it. There you go. Look at that. Okay. You have made a grievous mistake, friend. And that was getting within melee range of the crab. Oh, that's Rudolph. Okay. Okay. It's crab time.
Yes, Commander.
Hello, friend. Rear arc, physical weapon. Somehow, if somehow it survives, we'll turn on the cryo missiles.
Move order received.
It did not survive.
Target eliminated. It's go time. Target neutralized.
Crab is so good. The crab is like one head.
Commander?
It just takes a head every time it acts. If there's someone in range, it's so good. Okay, so the Emperor has terrible numbers. Alright, so there's 2 of them over here, including Comet. What if we had someone else act first?
Ready to rock.
Like the gunslinger. Those numbers aren't very good, and neither are those. But
Quick stepping it.
I bet
I've got a sensor lock.
with 0 evasion, Rudolph will be easier to shoot.
Orders?
Especially with something like the Night Star. Oh, I need those in long range mode. Oh my gosh, I don't have precise strike? Oh, that's terrible. Those numbers are so bad. We're not taking those shots. That's crazy.
Receiving you.
And those shots are not much better. I somehow thought we were going to get better numbers out of that. And we did not. It's probably the height difference that's causing problems. And we need the pilot who's in the Night Star to become, like, very comfortable in it. Which takes 15 missions.
Duncan Fisher here.
Because when you do, the Night Star basically flips its targeting brackets around, and it's best at extreme long ranges. And worse
Heading
as
that way.
you get closer to the machine, as opposed to the other way around. Let's turn those off.
Lighting them up.
Waiting for orders. On my way. Double time.
Embouchure, those are really crappy numbers the whole way around.
Let's go wild, folks.
Okay, here they are. Void battle armor, huh?
Hey, don't you know who I am?
Like, these things are going to be really, really tough to hit. Active stealth armor. They have superchargers, huh? Landmine ignore. Okay.
Good to go.
I think it is possible that the scattergun has less than 1% chance to hit. No. What about no? How about instead we put the Marauder back here? I don't actually know why I'm running away with the Marauder. They will replace it after this, if it gets broken. Oh. Whoa. That's a
Got
thing.
weapon out.
Well, he's gonna get meleeed by the crab. Jeez.
Internal structure damaged.
What do you need?
They are being unkind to the gunslinger. I don't know if these guys... Let's take a look. They have magnetic clamps. They don't have battle claws, so these guys can't swarm you. And that's nice.
Copy that.
Alright, let's shoot this dude a bunch.
Attacking from position.
At least we can't get swarmed. That's nice. Alright, the gunslinger is getting the attention that would otherwise have gone to the marauder, I'm pretty sure. And that's not ideal.
Good to go.
Oh, you know what?
Waiting for orders.
Hold on. We can get behind him, but we can only kick. We can only use a physical weapon from the front, and that's probably still fine.
Aye, aye. Engaging.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hit him hard. Tango down.
Alright, that works. Who was that? Oh, it's the Gunslinger. Gunslinger 2. As opposed to the Gunslinger 1 that we're currently
Ready
running.
for orders.
Huh. I wonder what the difference is. One evasion, huh? Oof, those numbers get a lot worse when we do that. Do they? 50, 37s, and 63? Yeah, they do. Okay, darn. I was hoping that we could miss into the void armor, but that's not going to happen. This might happen, though.
Giving them everything I got.
Okay, they did take a little bit of damage.
Waiting for orders.
It's not nothing. Like precise strike. Wow, those numbers are terrible. Why is the Night Star so bad right now? Maybe I need to get the Night Star out of the woods. Oof. Well, there's the Gunslinger. We can actually see it. Are these guys in medium range? Jeez. If he doesn't run, he's going to get crabbed. So we should focus on these guys. Is this the first time we've ever tried to do this mission this way? Like, just as a stand-up fight? It's working out fairly well.
Yep.
Okay, the Gunslinger... Is the Gamma Cannon in here? Yes, it is. That's the left side. Oh, man. Let's try to put our right side toward them. Except for this guy. This is gonna suck.
Affirmative.
$28 either side, huh? Sure, let's shoot this guy.
Affirmative.
Now, I was really hoping that the Gauss or the Gamma Cannon would hit rather than not.
What's that?
But what can you do? Okay, what are we gonna do up here? Probably shoot the bar guest.
Heading that way.
Yeah, there's more of that battle armor that's just super duper difficult to kill. Yeah, see, this is what we're after.
Lighting them up.
What's up, boss?
Is there nowhere to... Right there? Whoa. Okay, 3 evasion. we have any numbers at all on anyone.
Roger that.
And by any numbers at all, I mean,
copy.
well,
That's a miss.
Let's go wild, folks.
at least I hope they can't swarm us. I don't think they can. I think they're just extremely annoying because they're very, very hard to hit.
Receiving you.
Scattergun.
On my way. Double time.
We want to use the scattergun to kill them because it should do lots of damage. However,
Got it. Mech
Take
destroyed.
Rudolph out. Yeah, I figured it was going to shoot at the gunslinger. That's okay. It will get crab crunched here in a moment.
Yep.
Numbers are terrible. Numbers are great. Let's shoot the
Understood.
gunslinger.
Moving
Wow,
fast.
look at that. Commander Kringle.
Roger.
Target damaged. Concentrate your fire and bring it down.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's like the goal.
That shot got through my armor.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Ready for orders.
Yep.
On
No. What just happened? Why is that happening? That happened when I tried to DFA as well. I don't like that. It's like my mouse is double clicking somehow.
Firing engine.
That's really annoying. I mean,
think
it's
I hit something good.
still not going to be able to go anywhere because of the cryo stuff,
Good to go.
but really would have preferred that it, like, you know, actually get crunched the way I wanted. This crab is here for a reason. To pinch. 69 and 43s, whereas if I go up here, the lasers are much worse. But it's better positioning wise because we keep moving up the hill so we can shoot down. Yeah, we'll shoot him.
Full salvo.
Triple clicking. Oh no. Yeah, I would be sad if my mouse was dying already.
Orders.
It feels like that's way too early for that to be happening. Sweet. They're long range now. This is what the Night Star is for. What's your engine status, friend? XL?
I copy.
The Night Star is at its best when you're at long range, which is kind of silly, but you know, what can you do? It is the left side that's screwed. Yeah.
Copy that.
Ooh, what's exposed? Oh, we have an open side torso. That's what we're after.
Huh?
It's on the other side, unfortunately, so...
Heading that way.
This should still be pretty good. Pretty good, though.
Ah, well, that's the way the MechWarrior crumbled.
Alright, let's clean this up.
Yes, Commander.
There's only a few of them left. 2 squads of battle armor and this dude. Oh, wow.
Hell yes.
I did not expect us to land a hit on
Reporting
them.
critical hit.
Haha, let's go wild, folks!
I wonder if I can DFA a squad of battle armor.
Damage minimal.
Is that a thing you're allowed to do? We're gonna let this guy act. Okay, the gunslinger survives. That's good. Physical weapon. Yes, please.
I copy.
Kill confirmed, Commander.
Oh, that's
Hot
right.
damn,
The battle
let's
armor
do this.
don't actually count towards
That's a kill.
the goals, so we're not gonna. Oh, maybe we do have to kill them. Well, that gives me
What's up, boss?
the
Ready
opportunity
for orders.
to answer a question. Yes, we can in fact DFA the battle armor.
Flying Fisher Kick! Haha, let's go wild, folks!
That's really funny. You can DFA battle armor.
Commander. On my way.
They don't even lose their evasion when you do that. Now let's shoot at these guys.
Copy.
Yeah, the scatter guns are actually really good
Receiving you.
for shooting at them.
On the move. Full speed.
I don't care.
Giving him everything I've got.
Oof.
No luck.
Yeah, that's interesting and unfortunate because I definitely have a Logitech mouse.
Yeah?
I remember having just like a standard semi-generic Microsoft laser mouse from, I don't know, probably like the year 1999, and it lasted forever. That thing never died. Like, I mean, obviously, ultimately it did. Otherwise, I would still have it. But 70, yeah, no, we want the accuracy mode.
Firing. Nice. Got past the armor.
But yeah, that like ancient 2-button mouse from before the advent of side buttons lasted forever. But not anymore, they do not.
Double sight.
Let's just... Seriously? How are
Don't
they
you know who I am?
still standing?
Standing by.
Okay, can we shoot this guy? Yeah, we'll try.
Got it.
We got 8 damage out of that. That's
Confirmed.
phenomenal stuff right there.
10-4.
Oh, hell yes. It's
Okay,
on.
well, there's one guy done.
Haha, let's go wild, folks!
Trying to catch a Gauss rifle slug like you're playing baseball, that doesn't seem like a good idea. Whoa.
I'm not liking this.
Okay, we're just gonna reserve all the way down.
What's that?
Oh, I can't quite DFA it. Alright, let's... It's funny to DFA them, but let's just kick them.
Heading that way. Bring it. Ha-ha! Let's go wild, folks.
Yeah, that guy's...
Revenge is cooking.
Oh yeah, that's done.
Ha-ha! Let's go wild, folks.
Okay, I like the Crusher. It's a reasonable machine.
Locking on target.
Okay, well
Let's
there we
get this
go.
done, folks.
We did not
Target
lose
eliminated.
any units. We did not lose any pilots.
Mission successful.
I would say that worked out really well. Okay, we might have to get rid of... Dude, the Crusher. That's a lot of kill. Oh. 4 battle mechs, huh? What about the Crab? The Crab also has 4 kills. Crab is so good. What do we get? Oh, this is the one where we get the sleigh. We get a Goliath out of this. And a bunch of coins from his sack.
That mech is ready to fight, Commander.
Okay. I don't think there are any more contracts here. We have to take either travel contracts to Mistress. Where is Mistress? Or whatever it's called. Do we have an engineering project going? We do. Travel contracts are here. I would like... Sanctuary Alliance is being raided by... Or they're doing the raiding. It would be fun to go beat up on them, but the Oregans don't like us at all. So getting jobs from the Oregans would be very difficult. We'd have to go to like low difficulty planets. And that sounds totally lame. Oh, wow, half a skull. Let's just filter for... I wish we could select more than one thing. 5 skulls. Fedsons. Here's a contract in the middle of frickin' nowhere. There are not a lot of 5 skull planets, it turns out. At least not in this part of the galaxy. Oh wow, there's a lot more of them up there. Okay. Oh, there's one all the way out here. Last post. It takes us 53 days to fly there. That is so far. Alright, let's try 4.5. Because we can get Davital, huh? Or something to that effect. Brinton. 31 days. There's a plague. Oh. Capellan bioweapons. Oh, that sounds lovely. Taurus we've been to. Bromhead is fine. Let's go here. Small trading post colony set upon a lunar outpost. Oh. I'm not sure I want to do lunar stuff. Lunar sounds lame. Logan's Land, 29 days. Not lunar. Colonized vacuum. What? Hallucinatory vegetation? Ooh. This is fun. I am sorry to hear that. Interpersonal interactions are always really tough, especially like when you're trying to manage them. Charleston, huh? Maybe we'll go to Charleston after we go to Logan's land.
Calculating course now, Commander.
Engines prime. All hands prepare for transition to thrust gravity.
The Marian hegemony invades the Illyrian Palatinate. There's a word I don't hear very often, or ever. Okay. Is there anything we need to do in the mech bay? Anybody that needs repaired? No. No. I'm gonna put the water spout away. We're not really in a space where we're using it anymore. As far as like scouts, we have these three. And by scout, I use that lightly, considering that they're like mostly flanking machines. I guess technically the Phoenix Hawk is a scout. Crab. And an embouchure, and then this thing. And this is where my OCD comes into play. And I'm like, everything must be lined up by weight. Obviously, if you can't keep your mechs in line, how can you expect to manage a merc company? Anyway, I'm not sure that we're keeping the Marauder. We have an archer that we're not using. That maybe we should investigate. Alternatively, we can bring the Orion, which we know does reasonable work. I guess we have a Goliath now, too. I would want to make changes to the Goliath, though. Alright, anyway.
All hands, make ready for docking maneuvers.
Yeah, that's... That is extremely unfortunate, and I'm sorry you had to deal with that. That sucks, as they say. I mean, being able to hold, like, that kind of restraint in that situation is actually really good and important in someone who has, like, banning powers. But, yeah, Well, that's good. At least the player base recognizes that you're not, like, the person at fault here. No, I don't really care. I don't care about the Davians and Katrina, Steiner, whatever. Okay, what do we got? Vulcan is upset. Yeah, go practice. Yeah, sure. We spend money to stay alive. It's kind of what we do. I think I should probably store the battle armors as well, so that we don't have to pay maintenance on battle armor we're not using. Wow, we are taking a lot of jumps. Holy cow. I don't think I realized how many jumps it was to get where we were going.
That work order's complete, boss. Top-notch work, if I may say so.
Oh, hey, we have Gamma Pod. Nice. Do we want... Yeah, I think we want drop tonnage. It costs $1 million, but it only takes 6 days.
Sure thing. It'll take a bit, but we'll get it done.
It won't take that long. Although it's only 4 days to get to the planet. Having extra drop tonnage will be good when we go to drop, 800 tons worth of stuff. We are going to buy a second mortar carrier again.
New battle max available.
because one of them got destroyed and now we're replacing it. The next thing we're going to look for are 0 tons, 10% less DFA, self-stability damage taken. Sure.
New equipment available.
We'll buy that. That seems fine. I didn't see any charge actuators. Laser insulators. Gauss fire control systems. Hold up now. Oh. Oh, hello. We're going to buy those. Those look awesome. Okay, that's pretty much everything that's... Oh, a Devastator, huh? Ooh. Has multi-track and a bunch of mediocre lasers and AC-10s. And single heat sinks on a 100-ton mech. Oof. Yeah, no thanks. Do we have...
Waiting for orders. Yes, Commander.
Yeah, there we go.
Training
Confirmed.
confirmed, Commander.
So the next question becomes... What do we do with the Gauss fire control systems? And I feel like the answer is... we try to figure out what the heck we're doing with the Night Star and see if we can stick those in there. How much do these weigh? They weigh a ton. This weapon attachment permits the attached weapon to ignore one evasion. That seems totally fine. Ignore one evasion. And in exchange, oh, we have a Sanctuary ECM system on this thing, which just gives us +1 defense. I forgot about that. We're going to take that off because it weighs 2 tons. Conveniently. That's exactly what we need in order to get the fire control systems onto the Gauss rifles. How many... Can we attach it? I think we need one. I think we need one for each side. Anyway, let's validate that.
On it.
We're going to try those
I'll
out.
let you know when that's done.
I guess the alternative was putting them on the gunslinger, but I think we need to make changes to the gunslinger anyway. Like, I don't think the jump jets on the gunslinger are worth it, even a little bit. Ooh, okay. Let's not go that far overweight. Do that. Guardian ECM. Okay, so he's got a gamma cannon, 2 Gauss rifles, and let's get more armor on this thing, because it doesn't have as much armor as I want it to. 220 in the center, 75. Oops. 215. We have 0.49 tons remaining. 1, 2, 4. Nope. There we go. Okay. That will take 0 days, apparently, to strip the jump jets out and add a bunch of armor to that thing. Okay, let's do one day.
I wrapped up that job
Oh,
you asked
and
for,
let's go to the
Commander.
hiring hall real quick. There are just... It has been a long time since we have seen a pilot who can do both mechs and vehicles, and I feel certain ways about it. Those ways include, like, what the hell, man? These are duels. Vanguard. Defend a base in the Highlands. See, here we go. We're going to defend a base against pirates. Yeah. We might have to go rimward or in towards the good part of the galaxy if we're going to continue doing this stuff. Marauder out. Orion in. Same tonnage. Three and 3. Do I want the heavy carriers? And can we take the heavy carriers? No. Too heavy. Okay. I think... What's your specialization? The Leaper? Okay. What we can do is put the Leaper back in. And that gets us enough to bring at least one heavy carrier. 2 heavy carriers? No, not 2 heavy carriers. Oh, we are right exactly at 750 tons. Okay. Well, let's do that. The Leaper at least will give us some kind of mobility that we can use to pop around the battlefield and find targets for everybody else. Okay, Hex, I'm looking at the Discord and there's something in here that says cocaine bear. And I have concerns. The heck is that? All right, here we go. Let's wait for this to be a little less jittery. I was in the Discord and saw something that says cocaine bear, and I had questions. Oh, it's this one. Are those the bad guys right there? No, those are friendly. Oh, this is the lance that was hit on the way there and took 50% losses. So we have to make sure that they get here. Well, that should be okay. Considering that the adversary, what do we got? A quick draw, a guillotine, some other slow stuff. They're not going to get here. We're just going to reserve. Oh, I forgot that was a movie. You're right. I shouldn't have forgotten that was a movie because it has Hannah, what's-her-face, who is the, like the actor or actress, rather, upon whom Aloy is based. An ironclad. What the heck?
Duncan Fisher here.
The heck is an ironclad? Oh. I don't think I've even seen that before. Huh.
Time for a leap of faith.
Oh, we're so close to being able to sensor lock that dude.
Yes, Commander.
Are you talking about the,
Yep.
oh, this is the guillotine. The fact that Aloy is based on the Cocaine Bear actress. Like, if you think about it for a second, the main character of Cocaine Bear, or at least the lead lady, who probably gets mauled pretty rapidly, Ashley Birch. Ashley Birch is,
Got a lock.
like the voice, but I think the mocap was done on someone else. So, I would have to check. But I remember when it happened that everyone was making hilarious things about, oh, why didn't she just use her spear? So, anyway. I have no idea. You know what? That's a great question. Are we talking about the same thing? All right, hold on. Hannah Hoekstra. Who is apparently the facial model for Aloy. So anyway, Aloy's in the movie, in case you didn't know. I think she probably gets eaten by a bear. Call it a hunch.
Waiting for orders. Roger. Here it comes.
It's quite possible. Like, I don't know how
Moving by.
much time she is in the movie or anything like that. I just know she's there.
Aye, aye.
All right, let's try out the indirect fire Orion. Sure, acid mortars.
Knowledge.
There we go. That's what we're after. Thunderbolts are a good time.
Commander.
In case anybody was curious. I am almost 100% certain that we're going to have enemy reinforcements appear back here. I am going to pre-deploy the crab in that direction to assist in their quick murder.
Commander.
And it'll be fine.
Acknowledged.
Alright, we'll get the guillotine with some VRMs. I forgot to, like, check it. Oh, we're fighting pirates. That's right.
What are your orders, Skipper?
It tells me who we're fighting. Oh, you know what? That's really funny. The gunslinger, because of where it spawned, is stuck. And the fastest way to get it out of here would be to jump out if it had jump jets. But I just removed the jump jets from it. Whoopsies. Hopefully that's enough out of the crevasse there that we can walk away next round.
Talk to me.
I think the mortar carrier is also perhaps in a space where the geometry did not intend the vehicle to be. I don't know about you, I don't feel like gravity works that way. But it is funny. We don't actually have to move. We can actually get the job done this way.
Take that as a lesson.
Alright, so that guy is not having a good day. Oh, it's a Corsair. Is it a 95-ton Corsair? 75-ton Corsair. Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, too. That was a big deal. People were very impressed that it could do that, and then it turned out that it very much could not. Okay, so we're gonna jump right here and hope that 7 evasion is sufficient to keep us from being harmed. We're gonna aim for the guillotine and not overheat like crazy. Are you serious? So that Atlas just ran with a broken actuator and then fell over. Our team, so good. Oh, they can see the mortar carrier. Okay, we need to move it instead of just leaving it on the rocks like that.
I've got your back.
Although it's really funny to do that. Alright, let's get down.
On my way.
Now we can shoot. What do we shoot? Let's shoot the Corsair.
That was a critical hit, lad.
And these guys really need to get into the little blue circle faster. Turn the turrets on. See, that's exactly what we were hoping for. Leaper.
Orders.
Yeah, it was like the sluiceway on a dam, right? And it had like a certain amount of water flowing down it at the time.
All an ass.
If I remember correctly. It was very impressive looking. Alright, let's shoot the Corsair.
Reporting critical hit.
Oh, alright, so that pilot's bleeding out. That's pretty good.
Yeah?
Guillotine, we could charge. We're not going to. We'll just jump.
Engaging jump jet.
Get into the side arc. And shoot him a bunch.
How'd that taste?
Alright, what do we got?
Waiting for orders.
Oh, that's right. Crab. We have Crab. Crab is pre-deployed for maximum carnage.
Moving out.
If the enemy doesn't spawn back here the way they always do in this map, I will be very sad. Hold up now. Landing shots on the Leaper? No, no, no.
Ready for orders.
Alright, fine. Let's put the Night Star here.
Confirmed.
Oh, that's close range for the VRMs. Boo. Oh, here. We're shooting the Corsair. This is probably the end of the Corsair? Maybe not. Maybe not, actually. Oh, that's right. We have the fire control system installed on the Gauss rifles. Heck yeah.
Got it. I think I hit something good.
Skipper.
Okay, the gunslinger can move, thank goodness.
Copy that, Commander.
We did successfully get it off the cliff. Whoa.
That hit something good.
You gets us
Duncan Fisher here.
the crusher.
Heading that way.
That's the only thing we can shoot, huh? Okay.
Lighting them up. Let's go wild, folks. There you go, folks. That's the way the McWarrior crumbles.
Nice.
Orders?
The Embrisher, you know what? Let's pre-deploy the Embrisher as well. Because it's too slow to get down to where everything else is happening before it's all destroyed.
Ha! Let's go wild, folks.
What's up, boss?
What do we do with you? Yeah, I think we jump back here.
Acknowledge.
Let's not overheat.
Lock it on.
Corsairs are so ugly.
Go time. One less target.
Alright, sweet. Oh, hey, the turrets. Sweet. So the rest of those mechs should now turn around and support us.
How can I help?
Not that it's, like, strictly necessary. But... the guillotine? We can probably take out the guillotine with very little trouble.
Firing.
If the first salvo... Yeah, it does. I was gonna say, if the first salvo doesn't kill it, the airburst munitions definitely will.
What a waste.
But, there we go. Pilot incapacitated. Oh, it's the Atlas. There we go. The guy who knocked himself over out of combat.
What do you need?
Okay. We'll run the guillotine over here. It's fast enough to come back. We need it. Charger 1, periphery armory 1, so it's full of jank.
Receiving you.
Okay, this Orion is doing a lot better than the Marauder was, in my opinion. What do we got for an engine in here? Prototype XL, huh?
Target confirmed.
Oh, that's
Hostile eliminated.
much better than the Marauder. Wow. Alright, the indirect
What's up, boss?
Orion is much better. Five. Yeah, three.
Copy that.
3 evasions, okay. I just don't want to get stuck with none when they arrive.
Good to go.
Just use that.
Yup.
Gunslinger, go there.
Affirmative, Commander.
We just have to be able to see where they are. Like I said, if they don't land back here, I'm gonna feel really foolish.
Duncan Fisher here.
Alright, let's pull the crusher back.
Time for a leap of faith.
Commander?
The embouchure. Yeah, sure.
Roger. Full speed.
New round. Okay, here comes
I've got eyes on
reinforcements.
hostile reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Okay, where they at? Oh, look.
Let's go wild, folks!
Who could ever have expected that they would be right there?
Standing by.
So strange. Never saw it coming.
Fire in jump jets.
There's a Kiso. For anybody who is curious what a 100-ton quad mech looks like, it's this. It's the Kiso. It's a construction mech that just happens to... It has a long tom. Okay, well this thing is a monster. And it has a pile driver, like a giant weapon. Okay, so that thing is goofy as can be. They have like a stalker, a battle master, and a corsair, huh? Alright, well let's shoot the Kiso to death if we can. Come on. Alright.
That's a miss.
Long Tom. This is a mission to defend buildings.
Talk to me.
Homeboy's got a long tom. Last time I saw a Kiso, it had double AC-20s, which was like, okay, that's scary, but
Confirmed.
not the worst thing I've ever seen. Acid guided. Yeah, here. Special delivery. Okay, so all of them should have acid on them now. They just also have 8 evasion because they're not moving. And that's really obnoxious. You know what doesn't care about evasion numbers? The crab. Whoa, hold on. There's adversaries in multiple locations. Hello, adversary Lance. That I was ignoring. In favor of this one. Whoopsies. Yeah.
Yeah.
All's well that ends well. We'll get there. We have some time on these ones. Because they've got to come up the hill. It's Zeus. Hex, were you there for the crab battle? Can't remember if you were there for that part where we found a second Snib-Snab and made them fight. It was the first mission we took the Snib-Snab out on. And we found another one. Okay, thankfully that building has like 1,000 hit points. 1,800 hit points. That's like 1,000.
Waiting for orders.
Twice. Anyway, we then salvaged it, so we have 3/4 of another one. We could, in theory,
Roger
get
that.
2
Full
of them
speed.
at some point in time. And that would be hilarious.
Affirmative.
I'm sad that we missed with the Thunderbolt there. Oh, whoa. Oh, that guy just took an AC-20 to the head. That was kind of brutal. There are so many things. Acting, that are not us. Definitely kind of feeling along for the ride on this one. Oh, jeez. Well, the ironclad kind of sucks. Right.
I'm under heavy fire.
Really glad
Took
that...
a hard hit there.
Took a hard hit there.
I'm losing armor bad.
Really glad we didn't bring battle armor with us. Because...
Ready for orders.
holy cow, that would be a problem. Just right up front. Yeah, I don't see any issue. Or any reason why not. Let's turn one of those lasers off.
On the move. Mech warriors, show 'em what you got. Target eliminated.
I like how it just kind of dies in the way that it lived. It doesn't look like it went anywhere. Just... but, you know, there it is. Standing there. But no more.
Ready for orders.
No more engines. Shoot the stalker? I think we shoot the stalker.
Targeting for an alpha strike. Let's get this done, folks. Critical hit, Commander.
That's pretty solid.
Yep.
Gunslinger also shoots the stalker.
Here we go.
Stalker is not having a good day.
Commander,
Just
on it.
walk right up into the middle.
Okay, let's go.
I'm
Enemy
not
down.
sure if we landed any of those AC-20 shots, but
What's that?
okay, we're gonna turn around and shoot at these guys, I guess. Until we get into range to DFA, then that
Into
is.
the void!
Once we're in DFA range, well, that's when the good times begin.
Let's go wild, folks!
Good to go.
Okay, we'll just... I guess we'll let the crab mop the Corsair up.
I copy.
I see no reason to do anything else. 99% on the Jaeger mech.
Correct.
Sure. That is the Imp. Which is a goofy looking machine. Also, that would require me to have urban mechs. This does sound like a really hilarious reason to have urban mechs. Jin,
There
welcome.
goes the paint job.
Yes, Crab is on the field,
Orders?
delivering pain.
Affirmative.
What do you have? You have an open torso section. Standard engine. You have an open section. You're totally fine. Let's switch that to air burst.
Roger that. Follow my lead. Battle mech down.
Okay, how many mechs did we just take out? Just the one, it looks like. Okay. Darn, I thought we'd gotten 2.
Good to go.
Double kills are always good, especially when you're not using multi-target. Here, we'll hit the Zeus with something big.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
Okay, these adversaries are not. Chum bucket. All right, you got it.
Yep.
What's the guillotine gonna do? Oh, sprinting sucks. Alright, let's go this way. Same numbers on each machine. What do we have? A Woden? And a Corsair. Let's shoot the Woden, I guess? I have no strong feelings either way. Yeah, this thing, we already punched the Kiso to death with the crab. And the crab punched a number of reindeer to death during Kringle's Killers. I wish that it would let me see what's happening.
Light damage. Holding firm.
I guess he meleeed the embouchure. Wait, what? No. No. Alright, well, apparently the turret just shot its head off. Which means that the crab cannot melee him to death. He's already dead. Alright, so we have to pivot the crab really fast.
Commander.
Okay, the Night Star. Here. Do we... Yeah, we don't care.
On my way. Double
We'll
time.
be able to see them. It's fine. We'll shoot the one.
Firing all weapons.
Okay, so these fire control things that we tossed into the Night Star,
Orders?
I don't know if it would have been this easy no matter what, but the Night Star is doing some serious work right now. If we find ourselves with the opportunity to buy more fire control systems for Gauss rifles, we should do that. And we should put them on the Gunslinger.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, the embouchure got hit in the head.
What's that?
Alright, we're definitely jumping.
Up and away!
Let's not overheat super crazy like.
Lighting them up. Let's go wild, folks!
Okay, I'm not 100% sure that that's DFA range. It might be on like the very edge of it.
Receiving you.
I mean, it is DFA range for the Leaper, but that's a good way to die.
Fire and jump jet.
Alright, let's shoot this thing. And whoever put together the models for the Corsair did a really good job making a very ugly machine. Advance. Get closer. No, not in that direction. Don't try to flank. Charge. Straight up the middle.
Got my attention.
I don't even care. I'm not using ammo like that. I just want to be able to... Alright. Let's see. Hopefully they don't kill everyone. So, notably, there is also a contest going on in BTA's Discord right now for periphery designs.
No shooting, just running.
So if you ever thought to yourself, I could do this, I could make mechs, now is your opportunity.
What's that?
Yes. What do you mean? Oh my gosh. I'm like just a tiny bit shy of being able to DFA him. Oh, I can land here and do it. What? Okay, and I can't shoot. The DFA interface is a little goofy, I am feeling. Well, that's not great. At least we have evasion?
Standing by.
Question mark? And we can, assuming that they make it to next round, we can
On my way.
definitely DFA them next round.
Affirmative. Scored a critical hit.
I am not sure that they're gonna last that long. So the thing about the periphery contest is that there is a very limited list of what you can use to build mechs.
What do you need?
One of which, like one of the things that I really wanted to use, but it turns out I can't, and I'm sad, is that there's no Gauss rifles. Which, okay, sure, fine, I get it. It's the periphery. They're like podunk little powers who don't have access to high-tech stuff. But first of all, there are periphery designs already with Gauss rifles on them. And secondly, there's a thing called primitive Gauss rifle ammo, which is basically whatever we can find that we're going to stick onto this thing and then shoot it at you. As long as it's magnetic, we're good to go. Which usually includes like I-beams and wrecked cars.
Reporting critical hit.
And so I felt like a mech that just like crumples up wrecked vehicles and I-beams and shoots them at you feels very periphery. But alas, it is not to be. At least not for the contest.
Oh, hell yeah. It's on now.
Okay. That guy's done.
Let's go wild, folks!
Yeah, I mean, that seems totally
What's up, boss?
in line with all the garbage that we know about the periphery.
Affirmative.
I'm pretty much just waiting to try and DFA this thing. Oh, does it have like a prototype X? It just has an XL engine in it. If we shoot it at all, it's gonna die. Okay, so it's his turn. I guess we can either get the kill or we can let the turrets and friendlies get the kill.
Talk to me.
I don't want them to get it, but I also don't want to spend any money on ammo against this thing. We'll fire a single salvo of airburst at it and see what happens. Oh, strange. Also, we hit our friends. Whoops. Oh, it put the injured torso section that away. Got it, got it. Okay.
Orders.
Now we're gonna
Double
come
time,
back
let's
here.
go.
We're gonna figure this DFA thing out if it kills us. Which it might. Oh boy.
Yep.
Okay, so alright, so I had to like mouse onto this and then very carefully get to a button. And now I hit execute. No, I don't hit execute. Why? Oh no. Oh no. We are locked. I can't use... Okay, I can zoom in and out. I can slide using this. I cannot... Oh, okay. There we go. I can switch to a sensor lock. Wow. Okay, the DFA menu, like, or the DFA interface, it is not good. And it disabled all my weapons, so I couldn't shoot. We are going to reserve.
I got you.
Huh?
Alright, let's see if the DFA mech can actually DFA. 90 damage and 30 instability.
Ha! Flying fisher kick. Let's go wild.
Alright, there we go. We got it to work.
Kapow!
Kind of.
Don't you know who I am?
Mission
But it was totally worth it. Oh yeah, we have to put that, we bought an actuator for that thing. To take less stability damage while jumping for, DFAs. Hopefully we can get it to the point where we just don't take stability damage. That would be pretty ideal. Okay, is this... This is a Star League Battlemaster. Okay. Terrible Corsairs. The Kiso. Is this a good Zeus? Star League Zeus. Do we want a Zeus or a Battlemaster? What does this have? So this has 5 lasers, 2 missiles, and 2 support hardpoints. This has 2 ballistic, 1 missile, 7 laser hardpoints. Let's take Battlemaster bits. Is there anything down here that's like totally insane? I don't think so. Oh wow, there's more parts to mechs down at the bottom. I don't know why it's doing that now, but it is, and it's very strange. We did not get... I'm selling the chemical lasers. We're not going to use chemical lasers. We did not get the fourth part of the Battlemaster, alas. Also, I don't know if the imp is in the game. We'd have to find it. Is the imp in the game? Maybe it is. Maybe we've seen the imp before. Yep, it's in the game. Okay. The only factions that field the imp, and thus the only ones that we can salvage it from, are the Grey Death Legion and various mercenaries, or the clans. The clans field them. Amazingly enough, that's sort of weird, but okay. Sure, it's the clans.
Commander?
We've got... What was the name here? Samuel Plankton. Alright, there you go. And he drives the crab. He's getting there. He is currently comfortable. Oh no, he is attuned to the crab. But he'll get there soon. Precise shot, which will help him not at all because he doesn't shoot, really. I guess it will help for running people down with the cryo missiles, maybe. What I am really curious about is... So the Night Star's little thing down at the bottom, long range specialist, +6 accuracy at extreme ranges. That's what we're after. And so I forget the name of the pilot who was doing it. Who is the Night Star pilot? Greyhound? Yes, Greyhound is. Oh, she has it already. Oh. Huh. Alright, well then, look at that. We need to get
Standing by.
a new person and train them up so that we can fire LaFay.
Commander.
Who, oh, she has Precision Master? I didn't even know that. Okay, what have you been piloting? Oh, the Marauder. Okay, well, whatever. We're going to advance one day. Special affinity with Merlins.
Those upgrades you asked for are online, Commander.
But why though?
402.
Merlins are terrible. Drop women. Ooh, 1.5 million. That's pricey. Dang. What does this get us? A bazillion battle mechs to play with. But I don't think we need it. We could buy morale for cheap. That's really cheap for morale, but 20 days, 20 days, 10 days. Even cheaper.
Sure thing. It'll take a bit, but we'll
Library.
get it done.
Teach your mech warriors to read. What?
511. Expected approach time 41.
Okay. I am not 100% sure that we have the time to do a full mission. However, I do think that we have enough time to do a couple of duels where we watch the crab totally trounce whomever we're dealing with. That seems like fun to me. So we're just gonna load the clear thing, and we're gonna grab old Chum Bucket here. And the Krabby Patty. And then we're gonna use the crab to trounce people. And it's gonna be great. We've got several of these. There's like 3 or 4, I think 3 duels in the menu right now, and they're nice and fast. Bang these out real quick and highlight the crab, because crab is honestly hilarious. Wait, what? How is this? Hold on. Okay, here we go. Oh. The premise of this fight is that we are being recorded so that other people can be, recorded and analyzed so that others can learn how to fight from us. Well, friend, perhaps
On my way.
shouldn't fight this way. It requires a certain special something.
Good to go.
It's a very slow machine. Whatever he happens to be piloting.
Double time. Let's go.
A certain je ne sais quoi and or
It's on now.
a certain king crab. He might be in melee range now.
Receiving you.
He should be in melee range. Except I don't think it's going to let me melee him because I can't see him. So I don't think I can initiate a melee attack from outside of visual range. And that is some garbage right there. Alright, so we're going to get visibility on him. I'm a little grumpy that it won't let me just eat him alive right away.
Let's get this done.
But whatever. He's coming closer anyhow. He's making bad
Full
decisions.
damage on that hit. Yes, Commander.
What if we go... Excuse me, I'm waypointing. Yeah, we're gonna physical weapon in the back. That should be it.
On for physical attack.
Is this the end? Yep, that's the end.
Hot damn. Let's do this.
Crab.
Hope we can salvage that.
Mission successful.
See, these are great. This machine is amazing for duels. I'm a big fan of this thing. I'm so glad we found it. And as soon as we find another item, like another single piece of a king crab, we're making another one. Love the crab. Oh, that takes forever to load. It took longer, I think, to load in and out of that mission than it did to actually play the mission. Okay, chip on the shoulder. Canopian Mech Warrior challenge. Okay. It's a duel. Here we go. Deploy. We're gonna go punch some more people with a crab. I wish it had animated claws, so it would like snip snip, like just as an idle ambient animation, like. But you know, that's okay. I want them to be piloting a king crab. That would be perfect. What arena is this? Oh, it's this arena. Raventhair's iron hand will never break. Good old Raventhair. Yeah, that's Nope. Yeah.
Aye, aye.
Oh, we found them. There they are. Enemy turn is at 8. Is that what I'm seeing? What's going on? I think something has broken. Says it's the enemy's turn. Don't think the enemy is moving. Wait. Why can't I restart the mission? Great. Remission. Load. Let's see if loading works, as opposed to completely breaking everything, which is what it usually does. Alright, maybe if we do this a second time, it'll work better. Oh, come on, you're almost there. Ever spinny detected. Dang it. Alright. It turns out that it is in fact hard to get this thing to load files. So we're gonna have to restart real fast. Give me just a second. This will have the sort of beneficial side effect of clearing out all of Unity's garbage memory leak problems. Okay. Let's Hope that the mission doesn't break again, because that was somewhat unfortunate. Oh, there's so much loading in this game. Yeah, that one's good. Hopefully this works. Hey, come on. We can do this. We're going to spend more time loading the game than we're going to spend in the mission punching someone with a crab. Left Alt and use it to select and friendly fire? What? Why would I want friendly fire? Struggling to think of a situation wherein I want the active ability to friendly fire people. I mean, maybe there's some sort of like corner case where it's necessary, but I'm not so sure about that. Okay, finally. Goodness gracious, that took forever. Chip on the shoulder? Yes, yes. That's fine. Crab, let's go. And hopefully it doesn't break this time. Maybe, just maybe, it'll be a crab. It was not last time, we know, because it was 90 and not 100 tons, but what can you do? Okay.
Command interface initiated.
And we start in the same place. The second Canopian Fusiliers, which is different from last time. Last time we had the fists of, like, I don't know, Harmanther?
Affirmative.
Anyway, we had some other mercenary command last time. Please go. Well, that's a problem. I think this mission might be broken. Call it a hunch. You'll give me a second. I'm gonna run the thing. The launcher and try to gather logs and figure out what the heck is happening here. Where's the gather logs button? Gather logs. Okay. Well then, so we broke it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and consider that like a sign. And let's go ahead and go raid somebody. Who's online that we usually raid? Beeps is playing Battletech. She's entertaining. At least I hope you guys think that she's entertaining. I find her relatively entertaining. So let's head over there. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. Gearsol, Hex, Shin. Thank you very much. And I will see you all on Thursday. And in the meantime, we'll go watch Beeps do whatever it is that Beeps does. So, thank you, everyone. We'll see you on Thursday. Here we go.